What is up? It's your boy Cali, aka Mr. LDS, and today we have the one and only Mr. Coffee Mug himself, JayDuhbb, came through, represented for the OG Network. Make sure y'all check out this podcast. It was great. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's hop into this video.
What did you say, nigga?
Say something slick, you getting packed the fuck out. Homie, I'm about to black the fuck out.
What is up? It's your boy Cali, aka Mr. LDS. Today we have the one and only morning streamer, the constant morning streamer, JayDuhbb. So what's up? How's your morning going?
Good, man. Just got back from a ride. Worn out right now. Feeling good.
All right. So we're gonna start off with the first question that I ask everybody. Where does the name JayDuhbb come from?
Oh shit. That's my. So it's JW's are my initials. So I was just thinking of JayDuhbb. Actually, my friends have called me Jay for a long time, and then Dub. Some people called me Dub, not too many people, but a lot of people called me. My closest friends called me Jay.
Okay. Now, what is the OG Network?
Damn, man, that's a vague question, right? There's a lot to it. Can we cuss?
Oh, of course.
Okay. My bad. I'm sitting here cussing like a sailor. I don't know. Like, what is it? Like, I think it's just a group of people who are trying to work together to grow. I mean, that's what it was whenever we first started. Now it seems like we're trying to help other people grow. Those that have been successful to do it, to help other people grow and kind of create a platform for additional people.
Okay. Now, would you consider OG Network just a group or a stream team?
We're probably a stream team, whatever that is. Like there were things that we want to accomplish, but I don't know, man. It's like we're a hybrid of both of a group who's just been streaming, and then we want to make sure we focus on being a stream team that provides kind of content where we work together.
Okay. So, I mean, it's gonna be some questions on here. I had a couple people send questions. I was like, I'll ask. So, some of them are from me, of course. But since I have you here, and this is the reason that it's called the HotSeat, what is the reason that Big Kep and Digital Champion left the OG Network?
Ooh, I don't know. Like I can't speak. I can't speak for him. Well, what was told to me was DC wanted to work on his own stuff. He wanted to focus on his own career, and you can't fault a guy that wants to focus on making his own money. So I guess in a perfect world, if people come into the network and get what they can out of it and then leave and then continue to grow like DC, that's about as good as it can get. Like, we can't promise anybody anything in specific. All we can really promise is that we're just some guys and girls that enjoy streaming, and hope that they're able to get something out of it. The majority of the people get out what they put in. I think that's the most common thing, and DC put a lot in whenever he was in. He put a lot into the network and growing and making a name and yada yada. And I hope he got enough out of it. But I know he's continued to grow, doing his own thing. So I would assume that's why he left, and to accomplish his own, not his own, but to accomplish more. And that's exactly what he's done. Big Kep, man, that's like a long story. And I can't speak on Big Kep's part. I know he's talked to you about it, but there were just a few things with Kep, and Kep's like, I mean, everybody knows Kep. Everybody that knows Kep does his own thing. For him to even be consistently working with people was especially at the beginning, was kind of a shocker, but he kind of fell into his own, and it's always just been a kind of a learning process. So he left because he wasn't getting along with everybody, and not everybody always gets along. So he wanted to bow out for a little bit, and he's a grown man. He can do what he wants.
Okay. It was some extra stuff that I actually had for Kep, but is after reading what was sent, I was like, I don't know if I want to put him on a spot like that. So I was like, I just never even.
I mean, you
brought it
can
up.
ask whatever you want. I don't know if I'll get I don't know what kind of answer I'll give you.
No, I mean,
I
I
can't
don't.
promise.
It was just about like personal stuff. I don't know if that was the reason, that had to do with him leaving. So that's why I
Oh,
was
yeah, I
just
don't
like,
know. Yeah,
I was gonna talk to him about it, and I was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna even bring it up. If somebody
yeah,
had, always kept it. I still have the messages from the person, but I don't know. I feel like what I was reading was like that could just taint his whole image of. So I was like, you know what? I just hope he
yeah.
never says anything that's gonna make me mad because the ammo I have is bad. It's
On cap?
yeah,
Oh,
it was
well,
bad. But
nobody's perfect, man.
of course, we all have
We
our
all make
flaws.
mistakes.
Exactly. So since we're in a hot seat, and I'm sure you probably knew this question was gonna come. What for the people that don't know? Because I'm one of the people that don't know. What happened between you and Fredo? Because I got caught up when.
Oh God, I don't even
Now,
know, dude.
now the thing is, I got a message. Well, I got tagged in something a while back, a couple weeks ago, and it said, "Fredo and at Cali Swag, you guys are toxic," and blah blah. And I'm like, I didn't know what it was for. Then, when I tagged you for the hot seat, there was a message that came through and said, "Oh, ask him about Fredo." And I'm like, "Oh, so that's why the person tagged me and him and said we were toxic." Now, from what I heard, it was you were saying that he doesn't support or something, or you don't support or something. So, like I said, I don't know. So now that I have you here, I would like to clear up what happened.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's another long story of. I felt like I was getting trolled for the last year. He made a statement to me about me changing as a person, and ever since then, I felt like he was trolling me, and he felt like I was trolling him. I know that one of the common things that kept coming back was that I didn't support him. Like, well, I don't support anybody. Like, I don't sit in people's streams all day, and I don't support him that way. And I think that might have hurt his feelings. I don't know, but as far as like us going back and forth at each other, it was probably stupid. But I mean, you troll a man long enough, they're finally going to react. And he was trolling me for a long time. He knows what he was doing to me. A lot of people know what he was. It was the subtle gaslighting bullshit that people try to do. That's kind of fucked up.
Right.
It's very passive aggressive and psychological. I don't know, like warfare is pretty dirty, and I finally had enough of it. I called him out on it, and just one thing led to another.
Okay. I tried to ask him, of course, and he was like, "Oh, I'm tired. I gotta get up early in the morning." I'm like, "Okay, well, in the morning you can tell me." He's like, never hit me up. So I'm like, okay, well, it's a good thing I have the other person on the hot seat because now we can figure out what happened. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's understandable. I mean, when if you're getting trolled too much, it's time to just finally say something. Because I mean, I know about trolling, of course, because that's what I do. I mean, I do it for fun. I don't do it like to, hate on
Yeah. I
anybody
mean, a lot
or,
of people do it.
yeah. Some people think that you're being an asshole, and it's like, no, if you really know me, then like, I mean, of course, I love messing with Findler and Madden's players because it's fun. But now Findler actually knows, so he doesn't bite no more. It's not fun for me anymore because Findler's like, whatever. Like, he'll message me and be like, "Hi, you tried to get me, but it didn't work," and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, there's a big difference between like playing around trolling or like fucking around with your boys trolling and then malicious trolling.
Right.
Like there's just a big difference. Like when you're being malicious with it, then I don't know. That's what the scum of the internet's kind of turned to, is malicious trolling, where they try to ruin people or they try to psychologically send people down a certain path or whatever they're trying to do. That's the shit that you're not necessarily trying to do. You're just fucking with the boys.
Yeah. All right, now, when you say OG, you know, they expect OGs in the group. So who would be an OG in the group besides you? I mean, of course, it's the OG network because you're a group.
I think everybody's kind of an OG right now. I mean, the life of a gamer, especially on Twitch, is like kind of in dog years. So if you've been around for a year, it's like, oh shit, he's been around for a year. That's kind of a long time.
Yeah, true.
But everybody that's in it right now, aside from a few of the comp people, well, if you look at Knock, Lauren, who else? Shop, and there were a couple other people that came in with them that came in about a year and a half ago. So I would say they were within the after the first year of the first year's organization, I guess, after we kind of organized. They're kind of the original gamers too. So, but the OGs would be Yep, DC, Jimmy, Buffalo K, and AZ Rhino.
Okay.
That's who it was when we first started.
Okay. Now, this question kind of, I know it was so long ago, and I tried to contact the other person it had to do with it because I wasn't sure if it was him. Like, this is when I first had heard of you, and I wasn't sure if it was you or somebody else, but I believe it was a problem with you and, was it Looney God?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that was
Looney
you.
God.
Yeah, now, that whole situation, do you remember what happened?
Yeah, I do remember what happened, actually. That was another, like, that's the thing, man. I come from a corporate background where people were face-to-face interaction, so the shit that you said and the shit that you did, and if you were a weirdo, like, it was pretty much nailed down at the beginning of it. There are so many weirdos that, well, like, people can just hide and do and say whatever they want on the internet.
Right.
In our world, and I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just, it like still blows my mind. He was another weird one that just kind of went off the handlebars. I don't want to say that Looney God's weird or whatever, but what he did was certainly weird.
Yeah.
We were I had there was a dude that I had grown close with, you know, a viewer that he and I like kind of talked in DMs. His father had just passed away, and he needed money, so we did a trade for like $100 for 100 coin, 100, or maybe it was 1,000,000 coins, whatever. Essentially, I gave him the $100 to help with the funeral, and in return, I got some coins. Well, it wasn't a month or two after, this dude turned weird, got drunk or some shit, and put out a bunch of tweets saying that I'm like buying coins and I'm running a coin scheme and I'm doing all this shit. Well, come to find out, it was him and Looney God that had co-conspired to create this narrative about me and coin distribution or some shit. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so, you know, EA caught wind, and I got pulled in to have a conversation with EA. But that was the beef between Looney God and I, was that Looney God co-conspired to like get me thrown out of Good Morning Madden. People like tried to come to me and like forgive him. Like, dude, a snake doesn't need to bite me twice to know that somebody's a snake. I'm sorry.
Right. And then I was like, after that happened, I seen a couple posts where he was saying, I think because he talked about it too, and was saying that you had bought coins, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, you know, they were like, oh, well, you know, he tried to pay some guy to make a Giants player for what was it, the golden ticket. They were like, he tried to pay somebody, and I'm like, yes, it's pretty much the same thing. You know, you're paying somebody to
right.
So it's similar. Like
Yeah.
I kind of seen it, but then again I'm like, I don't see why. But then it's like, I see why, because I mean, you guys were both in Madden Live. He felt like maybe, you know, you were getting more than what he was getting. I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for him. It just, from my end, it seemed like it was a jealousy thing. But I mean, who knows? I just, when I said I'm gonna get JayDuhbb on the podcast, I'm like, oh, he had the problem with Looney, I think, back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was wow, that was a while back, and it seemed like after that happened, he kind of like disappeared. That like
Yeah,
fucked
yeah.
up
I
his
hope
whole
he's doing
career.
okay. I think he runs a successful business. I'm sure he realized that whatever he was making his real money on is whatever he went on to next, because he hasn't been around, is much better than the Madden community and streaming just in the Madden community. So I hope he's well. I
Right.
don't. I really. I still never got a reason. I still never got an answer as to why it happened, other than this dude that had originally came up with the idea to say that I bought coins. I can't even remember his name. Was drunk. So like people were bored and drunk and wanted to drag me through the mud.
Right.
So,
Now this one comes from um, one of the a random person, of course, to message me. They say to ask. Now you like weed, of course. I'm sure that's what the. I'm guessing that's what the trees and the coffee is right for, right?
the what?
The trees and the coffee.
Trees is from. I've got a graduate degree in recreation, so I love the mountains. I was out in Seattle when I started streaming, so the mountains and trees is nothing more than just like mountains and trees.
Ah, see,
That's the honest to God's truth. It just kind of evolved.
we just learned something because I didn't know. I'm sure this person that asked this question might not might not have known, but because they were like, I know you like weed. I'm like, oh, that's why it's the trees. It makes sense. Okay, so well,
Yeah, and this is a good thing too. Like I've never talked about this either. I'll give you this a little bit too. Like why am I so pro CBD or pro hemp plant? My dad got in a wreck whenever I was in fourth grade and broke his back into four separate pieces. So the dude's got uh, metal plates attached to his spine. So he broke his spine. So I was in fourth grade. So I watched him go through all of this. I've watched him get sick off, uh, pain meds and shit like that. Like I've seen him go through all of that. Whenever you're telling me that a doctor that's over prescribing on pain medication as opposed to smoking a plant, and this applies to mental, um, I guess mental wellness, physical wellness, cancer. You just can't show me enough science that's telling me that there's something wrong with marijuana. So I hope that everybody like completely understands now, and I hope they get this message through you. Like, this isn't about some dope head bullshit. There's a much more passionate relationship with the plant, and I empirically have seen this with my own eyes. The benefits of a plant as opposed to opioids.
okay. Now, what would be your favorite strand of weed? That's the question that the person wants to know.
Gorilla Glue 4 seems to do. Gorilla Glue number 4 seems to do a lot for mental health.
Okay.
From what I've been told.
Okay. Now, for everybody that's here and watching, you heard them. Check it out because I know it's a lot of mental health things going on in the Madden community.
Yeah.
What made you start wanting to help others?
I don't know. I don't even know if it's like I don't know. I just found it to like. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know if it's like a fully. They say that there's no act. There's no unselfish act. So like if you're completely selfless in your act, you're still being selfish because of the gratitude that you receive for it.
All right.
So I don't know. Like I even feel selfish saying that I do a lot of shit for people because I've had so many people do shit for me coming up. Like even just in the last 10, 15 years of growing up, that I feel like it's almost a necessity for me to give back, in return. So I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like, oh, I'm such a great person, I'm gonna go out and help somebody. I'm like, no, like these people deserve to be helped, and if I have free time, I'll go help them. If I don't, I'm sorry, I don't feel like helping you right now. But
Right.
yeah.
Now, do you think people being in the OG network, do you think they expect for you to help them as far as things that they might need outside of already being, in the group and getting a name, getting exposure?
No, I don't think so. Like nobody's ever come to me and asked for anything over the top or anything like that. And I hope that I'm able to give them enough.
Okay.
And I think that we have enough clear communication to where, like, shop masters come to me a couple times and ask for help getting a show started, and I just haven't found the time to do it. That's probably one that I'm like, damn, I need to focus. I haven't even thought about that until now, until you asked me. Like, shit, I owe shop master some time.
Right.
But no, I think there's a clear enough communication, I hope, to everybody that if somebody feels like they're being neglected or they need help with something, that they could go to somebody in a position that can help them.
Okay. Now, why do you think people hate on you? What is one or two reasons that you would think someone hates on you?
I'm a confident individual. I think if people push on me, they're gonna get pushed back. Uh, I don't cower. I don't believe. I mean, I will. I don't necessarily look for a fight, but I'm confident enough in me as a person at times, especially when the time gets tough, to I don't know. I can't necessarily say like, oh, I'm the almighty alpha, because I'm at an age to where I don't feel like I need to like show somebody I can jump higher than them.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, I think somebody would have to tell me. I always just kind of joke and say it's because I'm kind of a smug asshole. But I'm not necessarily a smug asshole unless, like, you're stepping out of pocket or something. I think if you've been in my stream, we're quick to point the finger at somebody that steps out of pocket just to keep people in line, I guess, because people step out of pocket all the time.
Yeah.
And that might be it. I've been told I need to step away from those type of interactions and stream and just let my mods handle that. That's probably the best advice I've heard in a long time.
That makes sense. I mean, when you break it down, it definitely makes sense, because that's why a lot of people, I think well, besides the trolling, I think that's why they don't like me, because they'll say something and expect me, just to be a puppet master and not say nothing. Like, I'm
Right.
the same way on stream as I am on Twitter. If you come in my stream and try to say this and that, I'm still gonna talk shit, and I'm gonna still try
Right.
and roast you no matter how you look. Like, most of the time when I get into an argument, it's somebody who doesn't have a picture of themselves on their Twitter account with like 30 followers, and I'm like, why do you want me to argue with you? It's pointless. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, most of the time I do it on a Sunday, because that's when I work. When I'm really bored at work, so most of the time you'll see me trolling. It's on a Sunday. But
no, yeah, it's like, people love that kind of interaction, and I'll give it to them. A lot of the time I'm joking too, so I don't know. So maybe that gets lost in the stream.
All right. So speaking of
I love
streaming,
talking shit.
what made you become a streamer?
I just had the time. I quit my job, and I thought it looked like fun. I've always loved Madden. I've played Madden Ultimate Team since 2010, since it started, and I was coming out of a career in an industry that I just had to get out of. So the liquor industry. I was working for Fireball, and their parent company. I need something to do. Streaming seemed like fun. So that's kind of how we got into it.
I actually love Fireball.
Yeah, man.
I was gonna actually say, what was the first game you played as far as Madden, but you just told me it was Madden 10. Or was that was Smut? So was that the first Madden you played, or was that?
No, I started playing Madden in, oh man, I want to say whenever it came out, because I have a brother that's, I believe he's either 10 or 11 years older than me, and a brother that's 5 years older than me. So we've been playing football since I was, probably since like, no shit, probably like 87, 88. Okay. And then we got an NES, and we probably got Madden. I know Madden 89. I'm pretty sure we had it for Sega Genesis, maybe. But I know at least 90, 91 for sure was whenever I can really remember getting in, playing a season of Madden. Brothers.
Okay, now before I get to this next question, the reason a couple weeks ago, I should have probably asked after I asked about Fredo, but was that the reason that you kind of stepped away for a couple days?
Yeah, that, and I was getting ready to move, and it was I think whenever I considered Fredo a good friend. I don't know. I mean, as good as a friend can get on, coming into your stream. He was one of the guys, like I could say, one of the 20 guys that I feel like that I'm fairly close with. And I think whenever you see that relationship go sour, I was pretty disappointed. This wasn't the first time it happened to me, so the disappointment was. I've kind of felt guilty that it happened to me again for getting close to anybody or like making yourself vulnerable to people, letting people know things about you. So it was more of a bummer. Like it was just a bummer. Like I lost a friend. Damn, that sucks.
Right.
And I was just tired too. We were getting ready to move, so dealing with that, it wasn't just him. It was like people in his chat and shit. Like people were trolling me in other people's chats. Like, oh, has gotten extremely weird for me, because this isn't how normal people act in public.
Right.
So I had to step away, man. Like the lines get blurred on Twitch for some fucked up reason, and yeah, I had to get away from it, man. It's just weird to me.
I feel you. I understand that. Back to OG Network. What qualifications would you say someone needs to join?
I don't think anybody needs to have any certain qualifications. I think we just look for people that fit the group well.
Okay.
Whatever that is, I don't know. Like we've only had 2 times where we seriously sat down and talked about bringing people in. So I don't think there's any like qualifications other than have a quality stream, be a quality person. We just look for quality and consistency.
Okay, so now how is balancing a healthy personal life while maintaining such consistency? Because I see you're on every morning, of course. Well, it seems like I get a notification every morning that you're live, and then I know you just told me that you do the bike riding and stuff. So, of course, streaming. I mean, you can't say it's really a healthy life because, like you say, you deal with trolls, you deal with, the assholes and everything. So, of course, it's not as healthy, and then you're just sitting. So,
right.
I've seen people just gain a lot of weight just sitting here, of course, because they're playing. So, how do you maintain to say, okay, I'm cutting off the stream, I'm going on this bike ride, eating healthy, or, basically, how do you maintain both of those?
I think it's just self-discipline. You have the self-discipline to stay consistent, then you're going to see the rewards from it. Like we know, the little the little Nestle ice cream cones that come wrapped or whatever, and they come in like a package of 12.
Mm-hmm.
They came in a package of 8. I ate 6 of those last night. So, there are moments of weakness. But we know whenever we make that decision to eat or drink or go out and have a binge drink, we know what we're doing. We know what the repercussions are. So it's just having that focus on staying consistent. I try to, I got to give a lot of props to, really ScoMo. He's a dude that I try to mimic the place that he sits in the community and the way that he stays, I guess, progressively active outside of the community. Like you see him going to the gym and yada yada. But the way that and it's hard to explain. It's just something that I've witnessed. Like he's not as ingrained in the community to where he makes himself vulnerable to people.
Right.
And I think that's a lesson that we can all take, is that we as streamers make ourselves vulnerable to people to where they control us. But if we're able to kind of step away from that and not let, I don't know, like I don't think I've fully like comprehended what I'm trying to say. But I think he does a really good job of separating the stream and his personal life. And that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to separate a stream and my personal life, because I've had, 2 of what, I'm not going to cry about it, but 2 of my, what would be considered friends have like pretty much tried to throw me through the mud. And to me, man, I haven't had any friends in real life do that to me. Right. So what I'm deductively working to is that, fuck, man, like, do I want to make friends on the internet? I don't know.
I feel you. I feel you. Definitely, it makes sense because, I mean, that's the ultimate goal. I mean, you know, of course we stream to play the game, but we also stream to make friends. And when you
Right.
make these friends, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Then you become, you know, it comes to the DMs. You guys are talking and, you know, telling each other things that other people in the stream don't know. But then when you guys aren't friends anymore, it's like they take it and they throw it in your face, and now they're trying to post it and, well, he did this and he did that, and it's like, well, damn, I thought it was cool. So it's definitely understandable, and it sucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that's, you know, that's kind of the thing that I was going on, is just trying to separate Twitch life versus real life. And that's how you can stay healthy, because the unhealthy aspects that I've kind of experienced in streaming is whenever there's blurred lines, and, you know,
Right.
maybe blurred lines.
Now, do you feel motivated to stream when you're having a bad day?
Oh no, not at all. I used to. I've been in a slump streaming lately, just even for like the last, I don't know, 6 months. I haven't been streaming all that well because I've, you know, I don't know. I think whenever you're in a shitty mood, if you're a real person, if you're an honest person, if you're in a shitty mood and you click on the stream, you're probably going to be in a shitty mood. So it's tough for me to turn the camera on and be somebody than what I'm feeling at the moment.
Right. Madden 22. What changes would you want to see? Because I know you play new gen, you play current gen, of course.
Yeah.
So moving to new gen, what would you want to see different? Besides,
I just want to see the
speed?
game. It said besides the speed.
Yeah, because we all want the speed to speed up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the speed. Like, just the speed. I can't get over the speed. I don't know. I think it's a pretty good game overall. The better that I've got at next gen, the more I realize. Have you and I played? Was it next gen or was it current gen that you and I played?
I want to say it was current gen.
Okay. But the better that I'm getting, or the longer that I'm playing next gen, the tighter windows I'm realizing that you can throw into, and I'm loving that. Like, you can make some really tight throws that you couldn't otherwise make in current gen.
Yeah, sure.
But man, I don't know if there's any. I don't think something that I want to see changed. I like the playbooks. I think playbooks are great. I don't know, whatever the meta is going to be. I just hope they get it right.
Yeah, that's gonna be the scary part. Because if it's
Yeah.
Derrick Henry and big running backs, it's gonna be tough.
Right.
I'm trying to think. It was another question I had about Madden 22. Oh, will you be? Well, I guess that goes in hand with this question, you know, because I have to do it. I just have to do it. Since we're on the hot seat, I have to do it.
Go ahead.
When will you check out Madden's players to see if he can join the OG network? Because he needs a home.
He needs a home.
He needs a home.
We'll check him out. Yeah, like, we'll put him on the. He's been on the list. Like I said earlier, like, we just haven't sat down to bring in another group of people.
Okay.
So I'm sure that'll happen here soon, and it's not going to be just one or two people. Like, we're thinking of doing something big, something bigger. We don't want people to feel like they're not welcome. Like, that's the worst feeling. We don't want people to feel like they're not good enough to be a part of what we're doing, or they're excluded. Like, man, I know there's people that felt like they've been excluded, and that sucks. But we're gonna do something bigger. Like, you're gonna see teams, you're gonna see people on the OG network that's on other teams, that's working with other people. Like, we're just not necessarily gonna open the doors, but we're gonna change, I think, in a big way, and bring in a lot more people.
Okay. Well, do you have any questions for me, or any problems or anything?
No, dude, this is a good conversation. You and I have kind of talked back and forth through stream, but we never got on the phone and had a conversation.
Right. I believe.
How's everything going with you? How's your stream going?
The streaming is actually going better than what it was. I mean, I think a lot of people. It was weird because a lot of people don't like me to play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
of course, because I played Madden for years on streaming, and a lot of people who are new don't know that back then I was pretty close to making partner. I was averaging 45, 60 viewers, almost 75 sometimes, and then I fell off for like 6 months because I was living with my mom at the time, and internet didn't get paid, and I wasn't taking it serious. I was still doing sports and stuff, and it was just things happening in life that I couldn't stream at the time. So I was like, bills not paid. It's all right. I'm going to live my life, and ended up having a baby and everything. So after that, then I just got back into streaming, and even when I came back, I was still getting like 25, 30, and then all of a sudden the whole view botting thing happened. I still to this day don't know who the hell did it, and of course they're not going to tell me. Well, so I was streaming, and one day I just was like, this guy comes in and he's like, hey, you can buy viewers or whatever, and I'm like, what do you mean buy viewers? And I'm like, he was like, well, I can show you, and I'm like, nah. I'm like, is it like real? Like, what are you talking about? Are you gonna like shout me out somewhere? And he was like, oh no, like I have this system where you can get viewers, and I'm like, oh no, I'm cool. If it's not real people, like it's not gonna help me, because I had already heard of view botting. So I was like, no, it's not gonna help me. So he was like, well, I'm just gonna show you an example, and I'm like, no, it's cool. Next thing you know, I got an extra 30 people. So of course, in my eyes, I'm like, oh, that is kind of cool. Numbers are up, and I was like, but no, I'm good. I don't want to buy it. So I don't want to blame him, because I don't know him. I don't know who was behind the account, but I'm sure they probably still watch me. But it was just weird that all of a sudden I was getting 100-something people every stream. So then I got Trumpet Monkey and a couple other people coming into the stream saying, hey, you're view botting and blah 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 blah. Just getting on. And I'm like, look, it's nothing I can do about it.
Dude, I've been view botted multiple times. I just had like 1,500 followers removed from my Twitch account that I know. So this is like 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
So dude, people just do it.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry.
Weird thing.
Nothing I can do about it. But so everybody like they really got mad at me and was like, a lot of top known names was coming into my stream who I've never seen before. Never seen these guys. I knew them, but I've never seen them on my stream before, and they were just like really just attacking me. And I'm like, look, first off, all of these words ain't gonna hurt me. It's not gonna stop me from streaming. I'm not gonna stop streaming because somebody's view botting me. And it kind of, to this day, it still pisses me off because I really don't know my average viewers.
Yeah.
Because it just says I can apply for partner. So I'm like, this is killing me right now that I don't know. And I've messaged Twitch and everything and asked them if they can try and reset it. All of that. They, of course, never respond. But, it sucks. But that's what happened. And even a couple days ago, we were streaming and I had like some type of follow bot come through. It was like after I turned off my stream, Stream Elements sent me a message, of course, like they do every day after the stream, and it says plus 400 some followers. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I seen it come through, but when it come through on my screen, it was showing like 20 people. And even like my homeboys was in the stream, it's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, I don't know. Like, this is some weird ass shit. And it did it like weird. It only did it 2 times. Yeah. So it was like, it'll show my whole list or whatever. But when I turned it off, it said plus 400 something. I'm like, okay, it didn't look like that many people. But it was weird. Hopefully they get removed because all of the names that popped up, I don't know none of those names.
Oh yeah, so I'm sure they missed some of them. But there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, so that kind of messed me up. A lot of people got banned after that happened because I was just tired of hearing it. I was over it. Every time somebody came in and said view botting or something, I was okay, banned. Like, I was just over it. Like, I'm not gonna stop streaming because this is what I like doing. But I ended up figuring one day I just got really pissed off when I got on, and I just kept hitting go live, go live, go live, go live. Like off and on. And when I hit it for the last time, it worked. It just stopped, and I was like, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck happened, but all right, I'll take that win. But like I said, by that time the damage was done. Like I said, I got tired of. I tried to message Twitch and ask them if they can reset my account and all of that. And of course, like I said, no response. So it just sucks to see that I don't know what my average is, and probably. I mean, now I'm getting back up there without hosting everything. I'm at about 25, 30. Of course, if I play Madden. But the good thing is, if I do hop on Call of Duty, I'm still getting like 15 to 20. So,
right.
I was like, that's
good.
cool.
Yeah. No, it's the summer, man. It's the lulls of the summer. It's gonna take some time.
Madden in July.
Yeah, right. Ugh, I'm ready for it to be over.
Yeah, me too. I'll probably pre-order pretty soon. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna try to hold off as long as I can.
Yeah, I've been trying to focus on this gym. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, we'll buy Madden." I'm like, I don't really want to buy it. That money can
not yet.
go to this basketball gym. Hopefully we can get it. We're working on it. I've talked to a couple people in the city. So,
what city are you in?
Stockton.
Okay. So, and you're looking into getting a public gym?
Yeah, I'm just trying to open up a gym for kids. A lot of things got shut down, of course, when COVID happened.
Yeah.
But I want to open up my own basketball gym, just for
That's awesome.
the kids to come through. You know, community thing. I mean, I had a gym that I was able to go to when I was a kid, so it's something that I want to do for the kids too. And I coach AAU basketball, and
I was just gonna say, yeah, aren't you an AAU coach?
Yeah, and we pay for our practices right now for the 2 of the days. We're paying it's $45 an hour, and so we're paying like one something a week. And then on top of our tournaments that we have from 8 in the morning to 8 at night, we have to pay for $45 an hour. So it'll be nice to, open up my own gym that way. We don't have to pay for that stuff.
Right. Yeah, you can host and do what all you need to do.
Exactly. Because our tournament, our team, our program is free. So we don't charge kids to, play on our team. Like our practices consist of almost 80 players between 9 and 15.
Damn.
So yeah, it's
that's pretty cool.
That's what kills. I'm not gonna say it kills us, but we're not charging parents like some teams charge. $200 and everything. Like, we don't charge that. Even our tournaments, a lot of people charge $200-$300 a team. We don't charge that. Our tournaments are free. Even if a parent comes in with you had 5 kids, you bring your 5 kids to come and watch. We're not gonna charge them. We're just gonna charge the adults.
That's cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you make your money then?
Yeah, we at the door. We charge $10 a person. We've gotten donations from concession stands. We have our own concession stand as far as food and Gatorades and everything. But let's say someone wants to come, a burrito truck, or someone wants to sell cake or soap or something. We don't charge them to come and sell their stuff at our venue, at our tournaments. But of course, they feel like since we did and they made money, they give us a donation after. Which is cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so
that is cool.
It's been going on for about 5 years now. We're trying to keep it going. We're, of course, kids come and go.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
See them off to college and high school.
Yep. So that's pretty much what we're doing. Working on this podcast and trying to get it going. It's going to be tough now. Of course, I'm sure you saw Findler. Findler has his now. I actually like his. His is live. I just don't do mine live.
Yeah.
Cause he does. I don't think he has a YouTube, so that's probably why he does his on Twitch.
You edit your videos?
No. Only thing I edit is like adding the intro and everything, or sometimes it's been like 2 or 3 podcasts I do where the camera like just freezes, but you can hear the voice. So I just cut that part out, of course, and then I try to make it seem like it never happened. But other than that, no, I don't edit anything. I don't, I like it to be raw and uncut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So hopefully,
there'll be a lot of people doing it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's because mine is. I'm not gonna say it was so successful, but it's something different.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'll see, other people coming up with. That's why a couple people messaged me. It was like, you're not mad at Findler for coming out with a podcast, and you don't think he took it from you. And I was like, I don't know if he did. I don't know if he didn't. I believe when we talked, I believe he said that it was something that he was gonna do, and I told him like, do it. Like, why would I knock the Next Man Hustle? Do make your podcast. Do what you have to do. I'm not the first person that said, hey, I'm going to do a podcast.
Yeah, that's
So,
the first thing. Well, that's one main thing that I learned is that you can't tell people how to make money, and
right.
people are going to take your ideas either way. So
exactly.
might as well not get pissed off about it.
Yeah, I'm like, by all means, do it. Like it's.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at you for wanting to do something. I mean, I take people ideas and stuff all the time and switch it around.
Yeah.
So, for the people who think that I'm mad, I'm not mad at Findler for making his own podcast. It's perfectly fine. It's actually kind of cool, especially since he does it live.
Yeah.
But next episode, hopefully we can get Rag USA, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
Kind of bailed on me.
Did he?
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Hopefully he wants to wait till Madden 22. And I'm like, some of the questions are about Madden 22, so I would rather do it now, especially with the drama they got going on over there. Yeah.
I'm sure you can find more people. You know, people don't want to incriminate themselves, and everybody's like real cautious about what they say because they don't want to get into an altercation or argument. Like,
Exactly. And I mean, I understand it because I mean, of course, when you come on the hot seat, that's what I'm gonna try and bring out the questions that people want to hear, the things that people want to hear, not some regular. Oh well, how was your day? What did you do yesterday? Right. Like, no, that's not what it's called the hot seat for a reason. I try to make it as hot as I can. I mean, some people think that, oh, well, I thought you were going to ask me this. You know, after we're done, I always talk to the person after, and they say, well, I thought you were going to ask me this. And I'm like, well, I didn't know about that, so I can't ask you that. But the things that I do know is what I try to ask. And, you know, some people are like, well, it wasn't hot enough for me. And I'm like, well, you should probably go on Twitter and talk about your problems then. Because
yeah, right?
I'm sorry I didn't ask.
It was definitely good enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't like confrontation. Like I'm a full confront. And the weed thing, like for me, is like, well, man, I might try to be a substitute teacher, and if it gets out, you know, and this is something that I've thought of even talk to my wife about. It's like, what if it gets out that I smoke weed? I'm in a legal state. I'm in Illinois. But could that podcast that you and I just did, could that have repercussions in my real world everyday life?
Right.
Potentially. Shit's scary.
It is, and I think that's why a lot of people kind of like think that I don't want to put it out there, especially knowing it's going on YouTube. They be like, eh. But I mean, that's the chance you take by coming on. And like I said, I don't know. To me, it's fun. I'm gonna have my own coming out soon. Probably after I come back from Vegas. My cousin's gonna be interviewing me, so he's gonna come up with questions to ask me. And and I was like, it's pretty scary for me because he knows me, like he knows all the problems I have. He knows it's a lot, so it's pretty scary. Yeah. Every time I think about it, and that's my real life blood cousin. So
yeah, he knows a lot about you.
Yeah, he told me, he was like, man, you know, I'm gonna treat you like you treat everybody else, and I'm about to ask you some hard ass questions. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not looking forward to it, but I mean, it has to get done.
It'll be good.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I mean, I appreciate you coming on, taking the time out. You know, I try to tell people it only takes about an hour of their time. Plus, I got to get to work.
yeah, for sure. That was good.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate you coming on. I'll be checking out the stream. For anybody that don't know JayDuhbb, you want to give them your Twitch name?
Oh yeah, JayDuhbb, JayDuhbb.
Okay.
JayDuhbb.
So make sure you guys check him out. He streams every morning, early morning. I know, like 4 o'clock Pacific time. So I'm sure that's
6 o'clock Central.
Okay. Yep. Well, there you
6:30. 6:30.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, have a good day. I'm gonna try to have one as well. and I will be checking out the stream. I will be uploading this tonight before I go to Vegas.
Awesome. We'll have fun in Vegas, man.
All
Safe.
right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. See you, bro.
All right.